Hi, this is Mark with HD Motomark, and I recently had a chance to speak with Jay Clark, who is the founder of Earpeace, a developer of high-end hearing protection solutions for motorcycle enthusiasts. Earpeace's moto products are specifically designed to be worn by motorcyclists, helping to considerably reduce engine and wind noise, both of which can lead to permanent hearing damage in as little as 30 minutes. Personally, as I've gotten older, I've become more conscious of the need to protect my own hearing. Jay and the team at Earpeace provided me with a pair of Moto earplugs, which I've used on a dozen or so occasions and witnessed firsthand how valuable they can be in protecting my hearing. I reached out to Jay to find out more, and on this podcast, he shares with us how the company started and how he developed Earpeace's line of ear protection solutions. Jay, could you start by telling us a little bit of a background on the company and how you guys got started?
When I started Earpeace, there really was not, there was two companies that were making this type of high fidelity product. And the only thing that was available in a nightclub or to ride my motorcycle at the time, basically was foam earplugs. There was no education. Nobody knew that this type of product category even existed.
Mm-hmm.
And our goal from the beginning was, my vision for this company was, this should be just like sunblock. This should be like sunscreen. You go to the beach, you take your towel, you take your sunglasses, you take your sunblock, and you go to a nightclub, you take your ticket and you take your earplugs and cash to buy some drinks. And, the wearing sunblock really improves your experience at the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the way that I thought about developing this product. Was I really want to make a product that actually improves someone's experience. And we started off with music, and we were music focused for the first several years. And then we just kept getting inquiries from the motorcycle community. And so it's all the same. It's all the same technology, right? And the way that it works is there's a filter in the earplug, right? There's the silicone piece that's patent. It has a design patent. It has a utility patent. There's a filter, and the filter has an acoustic membrane inside of it. And you can think about it almost as like a primary eardrum.
Mm-hmm.
So the sound comes in, it hits the filter, or it hits the membrane, and then the membrane replicates the sound signature almost exactly as what came in, right? So you don't lose a lot of high end, you don't lose a lot of low end. It's all very even attenuation, which I'm, you're a music guy, so you know that. And so you have a very high quality audio experience. And this is important for, and that membrane is rated for our motorcycle model. We do a 20 and a 24 dB. We also have a 27, which is, we're going to introduce that in September. So we'll definitely get you the one that attenuates a little bit more sound.
And when you refer to those different measurements, that's the amount of decibels that are being reduced, while the sound spectrum is staying the same. It's less power or pressure coming in.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And it is as a sound guy, as a music guy, like it's a little clumsy to give these things like a single number,
mm-hmm.
right? But it's like kind of like what you need to do to sort of like communicate about like what it actually does, right? So you've got the full spectrum of sound. Each frequency that you measure at has a reduction level, right? And so the magic of this product is that the membranes are so sophisticated that you've just got a very flat, even attenuation or reduction in sound, so that everything basically sounds the same. It's just at a lower level.
Okay. And I do see that on the packaging itself. You have a 19 and you have a 24, and now you're saying you're going up to 27, so even more so. And obviously, people that are riding highways all the time, their needs would be different than people that might just be riding on the street, type of thing. So there could be different
for sure
applications. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, if you're going to your dad's house, sort of 2 miles away, you probably don't need to futz with wearing hearing protection. But if you're going to get out onto the highway for an hour or even 30 minutes, if you're at full speed, that's enough time to do a really small amount of permanent hearing damage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the insidious part of hearing loss is that all the little hair cells, like in the structure of your ear, if you think about them as sort of like blades of grass, right? You can walk on the grass and the grass will pop back up. If you're walking on it too much, there's a point when the grass is not going to pop back up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so the way that I think about hearing protection and the way that we have approached providing products to people is that it's like, this product must improve people's experience or they're not going to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's like, just like sunscreen, like it's a lot better to not get burned.
Yeah. Well, like I said, my experience having used them probably 10 times over the past month was, number one, when I put them in and then I put my full face helmet on, they stay where they're supposed to be. So that's a benefit. I notice immediately the lack of that whistling coming through my helmet and the wind noise. So that's a benefit. And sometimes when I take my helmet off, I forget to take them out until I start having a conversation, because then I realize, hey, I can't hear necessarily what the person's speaking, because you forget they're in there. They're comfortable enough that they're not fatiguing at all also.
I think my longest design project ever was designing our new Pro earplugs and working with a bunch of people, designers, and it was so gratifying to get the patents for this.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I was so concerned about was like, how do we really completely rethink the way an earplug like fits into your ear and seals the ear, and then like how do we create the right filter that is going to create the best possible experience for people who are going to music festivals, who are going to nightclubs, who are riding, and but frankly, like industry as well.
What's your background that led you to develop this type of product? I know that you said you're a rider, you're on the music side as well. Is it just somebody who recognized a need for these type of solutions, or is this an industry that you were in?
Mark, you are going to really laugh at me about this. You're totally going to laugh at me about this. I'm like an old IBM tech guy.
Okay.
I was a strategy consultant coming out of business school. I'd been in strategy, like operational strategy, for a long time. And I came, but I loved dance and loved to travel, loved to do things. Obviously, like,
mm-hmm.
Splitting my time between Amsterdam and DC. And I went to Carnival with my girlfriend, had my ears blown out. We were playing mass in Port of Spain in Trinidad. And I said to her, we were recovering in Tobago, and I said to Nancy, I was like, darling, I can't ever do that again without really awesome earplugs. And she's like, she patted me condescendingly. She's like, okay, old man, we'll get you earplugs when we get home. And I was like, no. Okay, fuck that. I'm not wearing this foam bullshit. Like, I want awesome earplugs.
Okay.
She's like, I don't know what that is. I was like, well, I don't know what that is either, but it's got to exist. And so we sat there for a while, and I was like, I don't think it exists. You and I go out all the time. Like, we go dancing twice a week. Like, we go to music festivals. Like,
right.
The only thing out there is foam.
Right.
And I got back. I did all the research. I bought every product on the market. I read every patent that there was. I talked to a bunch of designers, and I just was like, there's a better way to do this. And I think primarily it was a huge education challenge, to convince people that it's like, this is not going to compromise your experience.
Mm-hmm. Do you work with an audiologist or somebody there that is,
Totally. Yeah.
Okay.
So on the team, on our team, we've got two great audiologists that consult with us. And I just have an absolute ninja industrial designer. And I am, even though I'm an MBA dude, like I really geek out on like creating things, and created sort of like clay mock-ups of the plugs, and sort of like really indulged my creative side in like really building out this product and this business. So in 2008, I started the company. I worked double time at IB. I probably worked 100 hours a week for 3 years, like getting this thing like off the ground, doing all the design. And then when I was like, oh, okay, this is going to work.
Mm-hmm.
And then I left IBM, and it's been full steam ahead, like getting people to understand that you can still have a great experience, and you can leave without your ears ringing, and keep doing it again. Like I want to keep people doing the things that they love to do until they're dead.
Can you differentiate the different models, the Moto, the music, and the sleep? Are they similar in their design and different in their suppression? Is that what it is, or are there unique design differences?
No, so they're all, so the 3 products that you have are all the same design for the plugs themselves, and that those are our patented Pro plugs. It's the most comfortable plug on the market. It's what we do. It's like you can use that for music, it's Moto or sleep. It stays in your ear. It's very, very comfortable. You forget it's there. And then we have different filter sets for music and Moto. And then for our sleep product, there's a solid core in the plug, so that there's just no sound comes in.
Okay.
Or at least minimizes the sound.
Mm-hmm. So the silicone earpiece, similar across the board, and it's the filter between the products that differs.
Correct. And because everybody wants their own unique product, right? So that we have a different color for Moto, and then we have a different color for music, and then everybody loves a baby blue for sleeping. So we made a baby blue.
Got it. All right. I don't want to hold you up. I mean, that's kind of a good overview of what I was looking for. You did mention that you've got some stuff coming up later on, the higher dB reduction for the Moto or music. Is that what the case is?
Yes, we're going to introduce a 27 dB model for moto, so even more protection.
Yeah.
And then I think it'll probably come out in the spring. We are working on a whole nother level of filter, and that will probably focus on our music space.
Okay.
And that is this is a the same level of sound clarity that you would get with like a custom earplug, like just like an absolute replica, like the kind of thing where you put it on and you think something's wrong because everything just sounds exactly the same, and then you take it out and you're kind of like,
Right. Right.
yeah. So it's a triple membrane in the filter, and the filter goes through like multiple different sort of like manufacturing steps to like get everything perfect.
Well, the Moto Pros that I have are 19, so a 27 is a big step above that. That's exciting.
Yes.
So that it could really, filter out that much more. So for those who want to know more about Earpeace, can you give me your website where we can direct them?
Sure. It's just earpeace.com.
Great.
Yep. Earpeace.com. Instagram, Facebook, like we have a presence on all of those spaces. We have very responsive, we have an amazing responsive team that really cares and that are very interested in, helping people do the things that they love for as long as they possibly can.
Jay, thanks again for your time.
Mark, thanks so much, dude.
Nice speaking.
Take care.
Take care.
Yeah, likewise, dude. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.